Tempo Hybrid Water Timer. What you need: sunlight, one 1.5 volt AA alkaline battery. Positioning the timer. Tempo Hybrid Water Timer is a green product designed to be powered by sunlight. It is therefore advisable to install the timer out in the open, avoiding shaded areas. The timer can rely also on the power of an alkaline buffer battery, so that if there is insufficient natural light, such as after days of persistent rain, it will continue to operate properly. Fitting or replacing the battery. To fit the battery, press the locking tab fully in to release the front part of the timer, which can then be detached. Fit the new battery into the holder, observing the correct polarity. Lodge the front part back and press, ensuring that the locking tab clicks into place. With the battery installed, Tempo Hybrid Water Timer can be programmed straight away, with no need to be first exposed to sunlight. The sun symbol on the display indicates when solar power is available. When the symbol is permanently alight, the timer is operating exclusively on solar power, whereas if the symbol blinks or disappears, the timer is using battery power. If the timer is properly exposed to natural light, the battery can last up to 4 years. Cleaning the filter. The timer is protected by a wire mesh filter that ensures long-lasting and trouble-free operation. To clean the filter, simply remove it from its housing and wash it under running water. Installing the timer. Fit the timer to the water tap by hand, making sure to tighten the ring nut firmly. Connect the hose to the coupling. Remember to turn on the water tap. Programming the timer. Before programming the timer, the current time and date must be set. Press any button once to light up the display, then press the right and left buttons together and hold them for 3 seconds to enter the Set menu, and wait for the message 24 hours to appear. Use the right and left buttons to select the single time and date settings, and the plus and minus buttons to change the values. In the example illustrated, the time entered is 3:30 p.m. and the date is the 10th of June 2015. Press the right button repeatedly to exit the Set menu. Just a few simple steps are required to set one or more watering programs. Press any button to light up the backlit display. Press the Prog button repeatedly to select the program to be entered. Program 2, for example. The number is shown at the bottom right of the display. The watering start time is set by default to off. To set the start time, press the plus and minus buttons repeatedly until the required time appears on the display. For example, 06. Now proceed to set the duration by pressing the right button to access the relative page and select the watering time using the plus and minus buttons, 20 minutes for example. The duration of watering can be varied between 5 seconds and 90 minutes. The watering can icon will begin to blink when the cycle starts. The next step is to set the days of the week on which watering will be programmed. Press the right button to scroll the days of the week symbols. Use the plus button to select or deselect a day. One or more days can be selected in a preferred combination. In the example, watering is programmed for Sunday, Tuesday, Friday and Saturday. Once the required days have been linked with the program, confirm the selection by pressing Prog. The selected watering program will be carried out automatically. Further programs can be set by pressing the Prog button and repeating the procedures just described. Once the selection has been saved, during the setting procedure, the top part of the display shows the overall duration of the watering cycles set for the whole week. For example, P2 plus P3 plus P4 equals 4 hours and 30 minutes total weekly watering time. The display will then return to the initial time and date screen, with the bottom part now showing the start time and the duration of the following watering cycle. In the example shown, this will be 25 minutes at 5 p.m. When the program watering cycle starts at 5 p.m., for example, the top part of the display will show the current time and date, whilst the bottom part shows the minutes remaining until the end of the cycle, with the watering can icon blinking. On completion of the cycle, the display reverts to the time and date page. Deleting a program. To delete a program, press any button once to light up the display. Then press the Prog button to select the number of the program to be cancelled. To delete the program, simply set the start time to off. Reset. To reset the timer, in other words, to clear all the current settings, press any button once to light up the display. Then press the right and left buttons together and hold them for at least 10 seconds, or in any case, until the message "Set" is displayed, then the message 24 hours, and finally, a screen with all the icons alight. Once the 3 screens have appeared, the reset is complete and the 2 buttons can be released. At this point, proceed to set the time and date and select new programs as described previously. Plus function. Using the Practical Plus function, watering can be programmed to take place on alternate days, in other words, on odd or even days of the week. The default setting of the Plus function is off, which means that the preferred watering days must be selected when programming the timer, as already described. To set watering on alternate days automatically, simply activate the Plus function from the Set menu. Press any button once to light up the display. Then press the right and left buttons together and hold them for 3 seconds to enter the Set menu. Use the right button to highlight the Plus function. Now press the plus button to select the option On. On 1 activates watering on odd days only, and On 2 on even days only. To quit the plus function, press the right button. Manual watering. To start a manual watering cycle, first press any button to light up the display. Now press and hold the manual button until the appearance of the manual watering screen, which will be set to off. Press the plus and minus buttons to set the required duration, between 5 seconds and 90 minutes. In the example shown, 20 minutes. To start watering, press the right button and water will begin to flow after a few seconds. To suspend a manual watering cycle before it is ended, press any button once to light up the display. Press the left button. This additional watering cycle has no effect on any automatic programming already set. To quit the manual watering menu, press and hold the manual button until the time appears in the display. Rain sensor. The timer can be connected to the rain sensor, which suspends the watering program automatically in case of rain and resumes it when the weather turns fine again. To connect the radio frequency rain sensor, simply install the RF rain sensor interface inside the timer and route the antenna through the relative loops. In case of a wired rain sensor, simply connect the sensor lead to the socket provided, removing the protective jumper. No tools are required. Protection in winter. At the end of the warm season and before the first winter frosts, disconnect the timer from the tap, remove the battery and store the device indoors, protected from freezing temperatures and damp. This will ensure that the timer stays as good as new for many springs and summers to come. Klaber, the masters of water.